Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Today we are discussing a major development in West Africa, specifically Guinea-Bissau, and you do not want to miss this. If you are following African politics or just want to understand what is happening on our continent right now, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss breaking updates like this. Guinea-Bissau has been shaken by a significant political event. On the 26th of November, the military in the country took complete control, arresting President Umaru Sissoco Embalo along with several senior officials just before the provisional results of a highly contested presidential election were due to be announced. The military immediately closed the borders, imposed curfews, and suspended the electoral process. These sudden takeovers and shockwaves not just across Guinea-Bissau, but across the entire West African region. The next day, the military appointed General Horta Nta Na Man, the former chief of staff of the armed forces, as the transitional president. This marked the establishment of a new military-led government, officially called the High Military Command for the Restoration of National Security and Public Order. During the swearing-in ceremony, top military officers were present, and General Horta vowed to restore order and stability, claiming the takeover was necessary to prevent political chaos and interference by outside interests, including alleged drug trafficking networks. It is important to understand that Guinea-Bissau has a long history of political instability. Since its independence, the country has experienced multiple coups and power shifts. Elections often spark tensions rather than provide solutions. The country is also known as a key transit point for drug trafficking between Latin America and Europe. This combination of weak institutions, contested elections, and external criminal influence makes the political environment highly volatile. In the recent election, both the incumbent president and his challenger claimed victory before official results could be released. This uncertainty created a perfect storm for the military to intervene, or at least that is the justification they are giving. They present their actions as a safeguard to protect the nation's sovereignty and maintain public order, promising a transitional period under military oversight before handing back power. Now, if you are watching, I want you to pause for a second, hit the like button, and make sure to subscribe because stories like this evolve quickly and you want to stay updated. The international response has been swift. The African Union strongly condemned the coup, calling it a clear violation of constitutional order and demanding the release of detained officials. ECOWAS, which includes Nigeria, convened an emergency session, and regional leaders expressed deep concern. Nigeria, in particular, has been vocal about the need to maintain constitutional governance and democracy in West Africa. But the real question is, what does this mean for the people of Guinea-Bissau and the region? Beyond the headlines, citizens face curfews, closed borders, and potential economic disruption. Markets, schools, and local businesses are affected, and uncertainty can create stress for everyday life. For neighboring countries, instability can spill over through refugee flows, security challenges, and disrupted trade. This is why Nigeria and ECOWAS are paying close attention. Political instability in one country can quickly affect the entire region. While the military promises a temporary transition, history tells us that military interventions rarely end with a smooth handover. Previous coups in Guinea-Bissau often resulted in continued cycles of instability rather than lasting solutions. So while the junta claims they will lead for a year and then restore civilian rule, we must watch closely to see if this promise is kept. I want to remind everyone watching, if you find this analysis useful, please like the video and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think will happen next? Will the military step back, or will this be a prolonged takeover? I want to hear your opinion. Now let's talk about the broader implications. Guinea-Bissau's political instability serves as a warning for other West African nations. Democracy is not only about holding elections, it requires strong institutions, rule of law, and respect for constitutional processes. Where these are weak, elections can become flashpoints for conflict. This is something we, as citizens and youth, need to reflect on. How do we ensure our governments respect democratic norms? How do we prevent instability from becoming a repeating cycle? In addition to political concerns, there are economic factors. Guinea-Bissau's economy is fragile. Prolonged instability can worsen unemployment, disrupt trade, and affect daily life for ordinary citizens. Businesses, both small and large, are at risk when the government is uncertain. If borders remain closed or security is unstable, it will affect the flow of goods and services, not only in Guinea-Bissau, but potentially across neighboring countries as well. Another critical aspect is the impact on regional security. West Africa has experienced several coups over the past few years, and every new incident increases regional tension. ECOWAS has mechanisms to respond, but enforcement can be challenging when a military government asserts its authority quickly. The situation in Guinea-Bissau will be closely watched by governments across the continent, particularly by countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, and Côte d'Ivoire, which have a stake in regional stability. It's also worth noting the human angle. The average citizen now lives in uncertainty. Will schools reopen? Will there be shortages of essential goods? Will curfews remain strict? These are questions that affect the daily lives of people, and they underscore why political stability is more than just a government concern. It's a humanitarian issue as well. Before we continue deeper into what might unfold next, let me remind you again. Like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you stay updated as events develop.